Something big is brewing here in Edmonton, and you better be paying attention. This season, there's a piece inside this roster that could make all the difference in keeping the Oilers rolling. But at the same time, the chatter behind the scenes is heating up with talk of a bold move before the trade deadline. On top of that, the dream of an international edition is still alive, keeping fans buzzing with anticipation. Could all of this come together and change the Oilers' fate once and for all? If you bleed blue and orange, hit that subscribe button right now so we can hit 1,000 subs and show the hockey world the power of Oil Country. Today, I've got a story that's bound to stir up expectations for next season. You know, it's never all wins in the NHL, but sometimes the toughest setbacks are exactly what spark a comeback. And that's what we're diving into. Last year, we saw it firsthand. Guys nobody expected much from ended up stealing the spotlight when it mattered most. And let's be real, once the playoffs start, nothing else matters except who delivers on the ice. That's where reputations are made. This guy, the one most folks had written off, proved he still had something left. He battled through a rough start, looked like his career was falling apart. But fate handed him another shot. And wouldn't you know it, that shot came right here in Edmonton. After being waived and barely used on another team, he landed with the Oilers. And everything changed. Think about it. Sometimes all a player needs is the right spot to show what he's got. We're talking about Kasperi Kapanen. He came in quietly, but quickly carved out a role as a key depth piece. He finished last season with 13 points in 57 games, and in the playoffs, he brought speed, energy, and grit when the team needed it most. Who can forget that clutch goal against Vegas that sent the Oilers to the Western Final? It wasn't just the fans who noticed. The coach trusted him, gave him a shot next to Leon Draisaitl, and Kapanen responded. 6 points in 12 playoff games, 3 of them massive goals. For a guy who was on the verge of being out of the league, that's one hell of a comeback. Now, with Connor Brown, Evander Kane, and Victor Arvidsson gone, the Oilers need someone to step up. Kapanen has the wheels, the edge, and the knack for showing up in big moments. He could be the guy to fill that hole. And with the roster getting younger, his experience becomes even more valuable. He's been through long playoff runs, knows the grind, and can be that quiet leader who steadies things on and off the ice. But here's the real question. Can Kapanen keep it going and prove once and for all that he deserves a bigger deal and a secure spot in the NHL? This season could define his career. It's time to turn that trust into results. So, Oilers fans, what do you think? Can Kapanen be the missing piece that takes Edmonton back to the top of the NHL? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video with your fellow fans, and make sure you're subscribed for every Oilers update. And if I told you the next bit of news could completely shift how fans see the future of this team, we're talking about something bigger than just rumors, something that could shake the very core of the roster. Moves are being lined up that could rock the next few weeks and impact the entire cup chase. Stay locked in because what's coming might be even bigger than you think. You already know, when it comes to goaltending in Edmonton, the debate never dies. And right now, the noise behind the scenes is growing, with talk that could flip this season on its head. Buckle up, because there's big news on the way. This team is gearing up for another run at the Cup, and the pressure is through the roof. McDavid and Draisaitl are in their prime, and fans aren't willing to let this window slip. But one position, in particular, still has everyone on edge. Yeah, it's the crease. Every year it feels like things are steadying, then the doubts creep back in. The fan base is split. Do you trust what we've got, or is it time for a change? On the DFO Rundown podcast, insider Jason Gregor dropped a bomb. He said he'd be shocked if both goalies, Picard and Skinner, were still here after the trade deadline. That's some heavy smoke. It goes against a lot of what we heard over the summer, but deep down, it feels inevitable. GM Stan Bowman has to act. You can't keep ignoring the one spot that's been holding this team back from lifting the cup. Sure, Stuart Skinner has already backstopped the Oilers to 2 straight cup finals, but inconsistency is still the worry. He's young, he's talented, but is it smart to rest the entire franchise on his shoulders right now? Even former players like Devan Dubnyk admit Skinner's come a long way. They praise his resilience and his playoff reps. But let's be real, experience isn't the same as winning the cup, and patience in Edmonton is wearing thin. Rumors are circling names like Nico Dawes out of New Jersey, a promising 24-year-old, and Sebastian Corza from Detroit, who Oilers fans already know plenty about. To make a deal happen, guys like Mattias Janmark could be part of the package. The bottom line is simple. Edmonton can't head into the playoffs blindfolded. If there's a chance to bring stability in net, Bowman has to go for it. Maybe that bold move is exactly what takes a really good team and turns it into a champion. So what do you think, Oil Country? Do the Oilers need to bring in another goalie, or do you ride it out with Skinner? Let us know in the comments. Every season, there's a turning point that separates contenders from pretenders. The next bit of news might just be that moment for the Oilers. We're talking about a strategic shift already in discussion that could put Edmonton in a whole new light. Don't go anywhere. What's coming could leave fans speechless. We all love talking about stars, big signings, and splashy trades. But sometimes it's the under-the-radar stories that shape a franchise's future. And today's story is exactly one of those. Every season, a few lesser-known players start making noise and turning heads. The name I'm about to bring up has been floating around among fans and analysts for a while now, and after this past year, his case got even more intriguing. This isn't just another prospect. This kid has the size, skill, and offensive instincts to be more than people thought. When you look at his production, it's easy to see why Edmonton's been keeping tabs and doesn't want to let him slip away. Last season in the KHL, he put up 42 points in 66 games, plus a strong playoff run that helped his team capture the 2025 Gagarin Cup. That's no small feat. And here's the kicker. The Oilers already reached out, offered him a contract to come over, but his response wasn't what fans hoped for. Instead of jumping right away, he decided to hold off and keep developing a bit longer. We're talking about Maxim Beryozkin, the 24-year-old Russian forward who's been rising with Lokomotiv, Yaroslavl, and dreaming of the NHL. He made it clear he wants to wear the Oilers sweater, but he wants to make the jump at the right time. Beryozkin said he didn't want to come, now only to end up stuck in the AL with Bakersfield. His goal is to arrive in Edmonton ready to fight for a real roster spot. And honestly, that makes sense. Another year in the KHL could sharpen his game even more. He's been open about his dream of going up against the league's best, even if it means taking his lumps early on. That shows maturity and patience. On top of that, he's already studying English with a private tutor, so he's fully prepared when the moment comes. So what do you think, Oilers fans? Should the team be patient and let Beryozkin grow in Russia, or push to bring him over now? It's a decision that could shape the middle of Edmonton's forward group for years to come. If you enjoyed this breakdown on Maxim Beryozkin and his future in Edmonton, make sure to share this video with your buddies. Drop a comment with what you'd do if you were running the team. And of course, subscribe for all the latest Oilers coverage.